So I listened to over 300 HVAC contractor calls from a company here in Colorado Springs called Peak Home Performance when I was doing marketing for them and lead generation. And what I found was $360,000 a year in lost revenue. And the owner had no idea. And nobody had any idea. I didn't either until I listened to the calls. Okay, so this company, Peak Home Performance, I was analyzing their calls because I was running Google ads for them. And month after month, we were generating leads and calls coming in at about 150 to 200 bucks a pop. And none of them were turning into appointments, even though we were getting the calls. And obviously, like most HVAC company owners and home service company owners, they're going to look at the most visible thing as the problem because that's the data they have. And they were blaming the lead quality, saying, we just need better leads. Shane, what can we do to make these leads better? We can't keep spending this much money and not getting any appointments out of it. And totally understandable. And I was like, it's not the leads that are the problem, right? Like there's probably other things in the process that are causing the problem. And so after hearing that a bunch of times, I went and listened to 300 of their calls over a week. It took me about a week because I was able to listen to all the calls manually and I document them all in a spreadsheet and start to try to find the reasons why those calls weren't be handling properly. Now I listened to only calls that were generated from ads. And so, but you can extrapolate this across all of the calls that they were taking as the same problems. Okay. So, but that's why I was analyzing the calls, is because the leads weren't turning into appointments and they were generating leads. And I needed to figure out a way to keep my contract basically and make sure that I wasn't the actual problem. Right. And so here's what I found, right? There's a few major things that I found that were kind of big problems, right? There were customers that were ready to book comfort evaluations and they were put on hold and they were never answered again. Right? There'd be 2 or 3 minutes on hold and they would just hang up and they wouldn't call back and there was no information collected. They were just like, let me get